LFGM. Los Fulton Gold Mets.
I'm nervous for you, bro.
We got to get out of here soon because the game's on now.
Exactly.
Don't tell me.
Covino and Rich, welcome to our bonus podcast live from Los Angeles. Yeah. Normally on Fox Sports Radio, 2 to 4 on the West, 5 to 7 on the East Coast. Search Covino and Rich wherever you stream. And if you're just listening to this, you watch the video. We're on Fox Sports Radio's YouTube page.
Hola.
Hey, hola, I'm Steve Covino. That is Rich Davis.
There's Dancing Kelsey. He's part of the show now.
Oh, yeah, he is. And by the way, Rich, do you mind if I put on my new glasses? I don't want to make you horny.
Oh, you do look like the Vato Austin Powers.
Sophisticated Vato with the new glasses. All right.
Well,
I feel smarter already.
Now you can see. It's
I know.
Wait, I feel like there was a baseball player that was like, oh, I got glasses. Now I can see.
Chris Sabo.
Stop it.
He's the legend, yeah.
Best goggles ever.
Every Little League kid growing up in the 80s with glasses and croquis. Sabo!
Oh!
Sabo! Anyway, lots to get to today. We're going to talk about pranks in sports. Something happened to Rob Gronkowski.
Really good.
You guys got to see it. Plus, Rich's picks for the weekend, for tonight, football.
Yeah, buddy.
Stick around for that. But who would have thought? I saw a meme, Rich.
Who would have thunk it?
I saw a meme from the 2022 Carolina Panthers.
Well, hold on. Covino with glasses? He doesn't read memes. You were reading some literature.
I was yes. First I was reading some poetry, some literature, came across a meme, and I was like, wow, man, look at this. Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield on the same team in 2022. Yeah. No one gave a diddly squat about them, right?
Yeah.
People were calling it over for these guys. They're done. They're a wash. And now tearing up the league.
Well, let me give you a couple stats, stat boy.
Go ahead, Dwayne.
Sophisticated Vato.
Go ahead.
Sam Darnold, 11 tutties, 3 interceptions. Baker Mayfield, 8 tutties, 2 interceptions. They both have QBRs way over 100, and they're both just shy of 1,000 yards passing, and we're only 4 weeks into the NFL.
1,000 yards passing? No way.
Fuck yeah.
Well, again, who would have thought?
What? Yeah. No way.
Not me. Not you. But it's so cool to see, man.
Yeah.
I love the underdog story. I love the story of, hey, they counted them out, and to see them come back and prove everybody wrong. I love that. I feel like that inspires me, man. There's a lot of people, and probably you, who counted you out, didn't believe in you, and I love that motivation. I think whatever motivates you is great. So if that gives you that chip on your shoulder to show other people and to show yourself at the same time, I'm all for it, man. Yeah. Baker Mayfield and Darnold are slaying it.
You know what the problem is? Everyone has a Ted Lasso, as they say, memory of a goldfish.
Yeah.
We forget Baker and Sam Darnold were both top picks, top tier picks.
In the NFL's grand opening, grand closing. If you don't produce immediately, it's a win now league. Everybody wants quick results. We're quick to toss these people out, and they proved everybody wrong.
I know. Listen, we're only 20-something% into the season. I don't want to put you on the spot. But do both these quarterbacks play January postseason football?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think, we're getting to the point now where we could say, yeah, the Vikings are legit. I mean, I think Baker and the Bucs are legit. I've always thought that. And I think they rally around him. I think he brings a new, stress-free vibe to the team that Tom Brady hates. And I think without question.
You want stress-free? Go to Disney World, right?
I know. He's there to lighten up the mood. Darnold and the Vikings, we can now say, are legit. And the Saints, maybe not so much. But the Vikings, legit.
Don't sleep on that defense in Minnesota. It's all about Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson. They got weapons. But that defense, you saw what they've done to some pretty good teams, including my 49ers. So Vikings, Sam Darnold, I'm loving the story.
But who would have thought, right? It goes to show you a good change of scenery could do a lot for an athlete, a lot for you, right? Now, it makes us think of other examples of who would have thought.
Who would have thunk it?
No way.
How about Leonardo DiCaprio? When we were kids watching Growing Pains, and they bring this new little doofus on the show. He's a handsome kid.
Hold on. Keep in mind, Kirk Cameron was the most popular teen going at the time. On the cover of every Teen Beat, Tiger Beat, TV Guide, Kirk Cameron was everywhere. Forget about Ben. No one cared about Ben, Jeremy Miller. But if you would have said, well, who's going to be the big star of Growing Pains? It would have been Kirk Cameron. Yeah. Leo DiCaprio.
The movie star? So, yeah, he was a cute kid, and he played the role, but no one would have guessed that this guy would be Leonardo DiCaprio.
I mean, maybe insiders, maybe he thought that, right? People close to him and in his circle, but no one watching that show would have ever thought he'd be the biggest movie star ever.
The only commonality between those two guys right there, they like the same age women.
What?
What? Like
No
20, I mean,
way.
what's the joke? 25 years old. He's got to
No
hand in the
way.
leash.
But who would have thought? Who would have thought? You wouldn't have thought that. And how about this? Ronaldo.
Oh, such
Cristiano
as-
Ronaldo.
Such as Ronaldo.
Have you ever seen this guy before he got money? Before he got fame? You ever see his teeth and what he looked like? Who would have thought that guy on the left would have 639 million followers on Instagram?
Do you mean the most followed man on planet Earth? The
Exactly.
number one superstar? Like, see, listen, we're jaded here in the States. We're thinking, LeBron James or, Patrick Mahomes or Kelsey. No. The biggest name in the world, Ronaldo.
Seriously, you would have never thought that. I don't think he would have thought that. When you look back at other pictures, look, people follow him because he's a superstar in soccer, right? And just a superstar, period. But he's also really handsome. And if you would have saw that ugly duckling back then, you would have never thought there'd be 639 million people following him all these years later.
The next guy you want to bring up, I thought about this. Like, the same way Leonardo DiCaprio is part of a big show, but that doesn't mean you're going to be a big star. There's a rock star I know you wanted to bring up.
Yeah, I think one of these examples that always comes up in the world of rock, I don't know if you knew this, but I'm a rockin' guy. Yeah.
I know this.
Turbo every night, Sirius XM.
Rockin' dude.
Dave Grohl, man. The drummer from Nirvana? He's the lead singer of the Foo Fighters? The face of rock and roll? What? No way. Dude, no one would have ever thought
What?
Dave Grohl.
No way.
This goofy dude in Nirvana playing drums, who, again, many have said he's not even on Smells Like Teen Spirit, right? Like, he wasn't on the Bleach album. He came late to the band. The drummer from Nirvana is the face of rock and now going through marital issues. No one would have ever thought that.
No. When you think of Dave Grohl, if you want to really upset anyone 40 to 50-ish,
Yeah.
play dumb and say, the drummer for Nirvana looks so much like the guy in Foo Fighters. and play dumb. And
No, but seriously, dude, the drummer, I mean, he gets a little more respect than the bass player, right? So to say that the drummer would be one of the biggest rock stars ever,
Of the last
and
50
really,
years,
the
yeah.
face of rock, you would have never believed that in the 90s. And props to him, he's one of my favorites.
Now, I'm going to go off. Look at this. If the singer from the Foo Fighters shaved, he would look just like the drummer from Nirvana. I love that meme.
They're the same dude.
What?
I'm
No way.
I'm going to go in a different direction because as a kid, I would never have thought this. Because as a little boy, I had my little Hulkamania workout set.
Still use those.
I had the wrestling ring.
He still uses those.
I still flex in the mirror like the Hulkster.
Yeah.
When he became Hollywood Hogan and everyone loved it and the NWO was the biggest thing going, I would never have thought that real American Hulk Hogan would become the best heel in wrestling history.
No, I mean, it flipped the wrestling world upside down. We see it in the Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, when you're done with all the football and the playoffs and baseball, watch it. It's
Fantastic.
crazy. Yeah, you would have never thought that the greatest American hero, the real American hero, would
say
be
your
a bad
prayers, eat your vitamins, train, that guy would be like, I did it all for the money,
And
brother.
not only would he go heel, he'd be a great heel, right? So for years, Hollywood Hogan. And I guess one of our favorites of, you would have never believed this. Who would have thought? No way.
What? No way.
Shirtless Tom Brady, that guy at the
the
combine. That
Ah.
guy would be the GOAT. Nobody, except for Tom and his family. No one would have thought that Tommy right there. Tommy would have been that Tommy.
But in every respect. Not
Every
only did no one think he'd be
Even his face morphed into like handsome Squidward.
it's so no one would have thought 7 Super Bowls, let alone 1. And no one would have thought that goober would be a handsome like stud. Come on.
And Spot, what's the current story about his shirt from the combine? It's on auction, right?
Yeah, Tom Brady's putting up like the GOAT collection.
Yeah, his GOAT collection's available.
And the shirt that he wore during the 40-yard dash is going to be up for auction.
And it'll sell for a lot. He's expecting to get like over $11 million from this collection
whole
he's putting
collection.
out there.
like this shirt that he wore.
Yeah, but no one would
Going
have
up for
thought.
auction.
Who would have thought this dude who runs with
Not much gusto.
That's the best way to put it. You know what I mean? Would be the GOAT.
Can I give an honorable mention?
Sure.
You could say, well, he's got acting chops. I wasn't a big fan of the show, but I was like, oh, yeah, the dad from Malcolm in the Middle. I never would have thought that Bryan Cranston, by the way, watch Tom Brady run. That is like, I feel like that's how I run at softball.
He runs like he got flippers on his feet. Cinder blocks.
I would never have thought the dad from Malcolm in the Middle would be one of the most badass characters in TV history, Walter White, Heisenberg.
Dude, it's a great one. It doesn't beat Tom Brady, but it's a great one for sure. The dude from Malcolm in the Middle?
The corny dad?
What? Yeah, no one would ever thought that, ever. So there you go. If you want to add to the list, who would have thought? No way. If you want to add to this, at Covino and Rich, at Fox Sports Radio, hashtag OVERPROMISED.
What? No way.
That's a great side by side right there if you're watching.
Yeah, no one would ever thought he would be one of the most iconic TV people of all time. Characters.
Now, yesterday, you and I were passing around different videos and memes, and one of the ones that I said, we got to bring up this up on Overpromise because it's more visual, so it's better on this than our Fox Sports show. Our
producer of Fox Sports Radio, Covino Rich, came in, hey, Danny G, hey, you guys see that video of Gronk? Yeah. Maybe you could use it for Overpromise.
They pulled a prank on Gronk on the Fox pregame show. I thought this was amazing because you got to put yourself in Gronk's mindset. What they did was they made up a fake player and they cut to Jay Glazer giving an injury report on a fake tight end.
Yeah, but everybody sort of pulls their weight and does a great job being in on it and acting here, as you will see. Yeah. The fake player is Rich Russo, tight end of the Cowboys. But guess what, guys? Just to make it clear, there's no such player. The only guy that really isn't sure about that is Gronk in the moment.
Take a look. This is funny as hell.
Of a weapon Rich Russo is for that team, right? As a tight end.
They just activated him, right?
They just activated him. They didn't know if he's going to be able to play today. They think he's good to go, not only today, but they are going to put him heavily into that game plan. Expect a lot of Rich Russo.
That's big because Russo is a complete game changer. He takes so much pressure off Dak, takes so much pressure off the run game. Great blocker, great receiver, red zone threat.
Now you can't
listen,
I thought it was a stretch. They were talking about Tony Gonzalez. They were talking about Gronk. I don't think he's Gronk.
Gronk, where do you list Russo as, like, among the tight ends playing today at least?
He's been out for a little bit, so he might be a little rusty coming back. But I think they're going to give him the opportunities, that's for sure. But also they got Ferguson as well. They're going to be a 1-2 combo.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Ferguson has been the guy because Russo's been hurt. You got to admit, with Russo coming back, it just changes their offense.
Yeah, but Ferguson has been showing that he's the guy right now. They're going to still feed Ferguson.
He's the only guy in the league that has 2 fingers missing on his right hand. That's why he's been out, and he's back now.
So is that going to affect him when he's catching a pass?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the guy.
I don't know. I still have all 5 of my fingers.
But you know what? You're the tight end.
You have 10.
All 10 of my fingers. All 5 on each hand, all right? All 5 on each hand, Terry, okay?
All right, this is a joke. Rich Russo does not play for the Dallas Cowboys. I was wondering.
For you.
Is that live?
So they got Gronk pretty good.
Kurt Menefee with the gotcha.
You got him.
But great job in execution. I thought it was really funny because you could see Gronk and the wheels turning. He actually explains. He's like, I started thinking, like, who the hell is this guy? How do I not know this dude? And man, that's so awkward. You could almost say it's cruel. It's almost a little cruel.
I think it's funny as hell.
But it's funny because Gronk's funny and he's a great sport. But
yeah, you got Rich Russo on your fantasy team?
Rich Russo.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the best way to, navigate yourself out of a weird moment like that is just to say the politician, because then it makes you look smart. Go ahead, practice.
Oh, yeah. Do you know Rich Russo?
Rich Russo, the politician?
And now I'm thinking, is there a politician, Rich Russo, that I don't know?
I thought you meant the politician.
Okay.
So that's a great way to, pretend like you knew of that person. But which guy?
Listen, when it comes to pranks in sports,
yeah,
I know you always have to take it back because you even acknowledge the 86 Mets and Jesse Orosco and the bullpen would always fall victim to Roger McDowell's hot foot.
Yeah.
Why was this such a thing?
I don't know. I feel like this is like one of the old school prankster things. You always see the hot foot. When you got those videos from SI or whatever on a Throwback Thursday way back in the day, baseball, funny side up. There would always be a baseball funny side up, and there was always a hot foot
Or someone putting a bubblegum bubble on the top of someone's hat.
It's just one of those classic things for sure.
The thing about Roger McDowell, I'm like probably the only guy that has this, but there's an 86 Mets video where he does an instructional. He's like, you take a book of mattress, you roll it up, you get gum, and he does like a whole step-by-step process on how to make the hot foot.
On any blooper video from back in the day, it was, again, baseball, funny side up, and it would always be like a why can't we be friends montage of players fighting and stupid things like that. That's just part of the prank world of baseball.
The devilish grin there. He's thinking of what he's going to do to somebody next. The culprit, as always, Roger McDowell.
What's amazing to me is how he does it so many times.
Is he playing that on Coney right there? Is that No, who is that?
Dykstra.
Oh, Dykstra?
Look at that, the old hot foot. And again, it's timely because I never got it either, but I guess it was a really popular gag back in the day. So
the old hot foot.
Speaking of pranks in sports, how about Kyle Kendrick, Rich?
I always thought this story was hilarious.
Yeah.
They told him he was traded to Japan, and he bought it. And for a minute, he's like, what?
No way.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know if that could happen.
I just found out about it a few minutes ago. Kind of, hell, I didn't know what was going on. Kind of hit me by surprise.
You got to be there 2 hours early, so it's an early call in the morning, all right? And Dan and Phil will get you your stuff. Just take whatever you need. You have anything in Philly?
So mean, dude.
In Philly, no.
Okay.
Wish you best of luck, okay? Thank you.
Best of luck.
Okay? All right. Yeah.
Oh.
Let us know if you need anything, okay?
Traded to Japan.
Anything you want to ask me?
No. What? You got traded? To what? To who? Nah. To what team? Dude, I'm sorry, man.
He believed it.
He believed it.
It's like, again, borderline cruel. There's always that, like, was it mean or funny, especially when kids are involved? Like, remember around Christmas time when people would show up as the Grinch just to scare the kids? Like, that's kind of cruel almost. So that borderline uncruel, but legendary in the world of pranks and sports. And one of my favorites, I think, one of the all-time favorites is Charles Barkley, dude.
Oh. The fact that Barkley pulls a Ron Burgundy and just reads the prompter.
And can I just say, I understand because I would probably do the same thing.
You'd be the guy that would do it.
I really would.
Hey, this is Charles Barkley. I hope you're enjoying the NBA playoffs on TNT. And I hope you have enjoyed my T-Mobile Fave 5 list. I'm a dumbass.
Because when you're in that zone, I don't know if there's any justification, but whatever I write, even if I write it wrong, I could know what it is, but I just happen to miswrite it. I read what I wrote. And I read what's there. It's just what happens in that moment. I don't know. So I don't blame Charles Barkley, but another great sport and so many funny moments.
Can I throw one personal one in there?
Oh, yeah, sure.
And then we'll give you a little pick for Thursday night. And I got to get to watching the Mets playoff game.
Oh, man.
I got to catch up. I got the DVR on pause.
Somebody's got the nervous farts.
Hopefully it's only like the second inning. So we worked at ESPN before our days at Fox Sports Radio. We had a fun time working over at ESPN for a minute.
We had a daily night show.
And we would bump into Mark Sanchez here or there. Yeah. In fact, we were traveling to Monday Night Football in Mexico City. And Mark Sanchez was part of the crew. So we're on the same flight. We're at the airport lounge. We're hanging, and Mark Sanchez is part of like a 10-person crew we're with.
Yeah. It's
really early in the morning. And Mark's a really good dude, but you could tell he was grumpy about something. And Covino just said, "Yo, why is Sanchez? What has he got up his ass?" And I said, "Oh, Covino, all the guys were joking with him about how the butt fumble is Covino's favorite play, and he makes fun of you." And Mark Sanchez didn't take kindly to this. Yeah. So Covino is convinced that Mark Sanchez hated him.
I was like, who told him that? Why would you tell him? And by the way, truthfully, we did talk about the butt fumble all the time. It was one of our favorite plays. So I'm thinking, man, word got back to Sanchez. I feel bad because I support that vato. Orale.
And then Covino started feeling bad. And then I had to stop it because Covino was about to go up to Mark Sanchez with some sincere apology. I'm like, Brimo, no, stop.
Dude, I got for a long. I felt so bad for a good, because we were waiting at the airport for a few hours. I'm like, this this dude hates me, man. I feel so bad
Right when
about it.
right when Covino was about to be like, yo, Mark, like, I want to clear the air. I'm
man,
like, don't do it.
And they were lying to me the whole time. But it was just one of those anxious feelings I had. I felt so bad. I didn't want the dude to hate me. It wasn't anything personal. Of
course.
I got. And then when they told me, everybody was laughing at me because I felt bad about it and everything. So anyway, pranks in sports. Again, you want to add to the list? At Covino and Rich, at Fox Sports Radio. Hashtag overpromised. Hashtag sophisticated. Vato. Orale.
That's a lot of letters.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, let me give you one quick pick for tonight.
Yeah.
DraftKings code CRSHOW. I know they got the pick 6. They got all your action. Gamble responsibly. Here's what we got going on tonight. Falcons are favored by 2.5. They're at home. Kirk Cousins sort of fitting in now. The mojo's rolling there. But you know who's coming to town? Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. And I know you're a big fan. We talked about Baker a few minutes ago. I like these close games on Thursday. I've been solid on my Thursday night picks more than my Sunday picks. I like the Bucks getting 8.5. So the Buccaneers plus 8.5. And I like the over because I think both teams will score a little bit. 37.5. If you tease that down from 43.5 and go over 37.5. So that means, to me, 24-20, 20, even if it's 24-17, you hit the over and you got the 8.5 with the Bucks. I think the Bucks could win the game. So I like the Bucks getting over a touchdown and over 37.5.
Oh, yeah, I like it too.
Lock that in. And, hey, we'll see you guys later. Enjoy your NFL tonight. Enjoy your baseball playoffs.
Baseball playoffs. Go Mets. Go Yankees.
Let's go Grimace.
Bronx Bombers this weekend. Division Series this weekend.
Hey, LFGM. Arrivederci,
All right.
baby.
See you in the overpromised land.
Goodbye.
Later.